Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about some things that I am very glad, some pieces of advice that I'm very glad that I didn't listen to. And right now I got my coffee brewing for myself to take it to work. And so let's get into it. So when we were in debt, everybody had great advice and everybody thought they were right. And most people, they only have your best, the best intentions. And I get that. But the whole paying everything off, like scorched earth style, where you never see the inside of a restaurant unless you work in one, where you don't go on vacation, you don't do anything fun, you basically have no life until it's paid off. That's a dangerous game. And the reason it's dangerous is because just the same way a diet is dangerous. So if there are things that you feel you can't do, those are naturally the things you want to do. So it's the same thing with money. If you feel like you can't spend anything, that's pretty much all you're going to think about. With a diet, it's, I really want this. With trying to pay off debt, it's, I really want to do this, or I really want to buy that. It's the same concept. We didn't do that. We definitely didn't go hog wild either. We did see the inside of a restaurant, for one thing. We were both working in one. But also, we did go out to eat. We did do a couple of very modest, I guess, I don't know if they'd be vacations, but trips. We didn't really, neither one of us are huge spenders, so we didn't go hog wild spending anything. But I knew myself well enough to know that if I made it so strict, it just wouldn't happen. So for me, that was advice that I did not want to take because I know myself. So next one is never using a credit card and cutting them up. That wasn't really an option for me either. I had kids that were teenagers at the time. And also I had, just bought a house, and I wasn't sure what I was going to need my credit for, whether it was going to be to help the kids get into college. I didn't know. I had no idea. And at that time, I also didn't know that they use your credit score to determine your, even for car insurance, different insurance worthiness. And so I had no idea about that. I just knew that at some point, if I ever wanted to buy a house again, say, or I don't know, anything, I was probably going to need a credit score. The next one, again, maybe a little controversial, I don't know, is people telling me that I didn't need my own retirement. I had my husband's. And we didn't need to put extra in mine. We're married. Well, that only goes as long as you're married. So I was an at-home mom for, I think, 17 years. And so I wasn't putting in to my husband's retirement. However, I was definitely saving my butt off, using coupons, doing all of these things to make sure that that money could go in there. So in that way, I was contributing. Anyway, fast forward this time. That is advice that I decided I'm not listening to. It is important for each of you to have something that you're doing, that is furthering each of your futures. Yeah, you have a future together, but of no fault of your own, at some point, you may not have a future together. So doing, maybe your own IRA, or making sure at work you're putting into your 401 so that you have your own retirement or future planning that you're doing. So the next one was, everybody says you need to shop around for everything you get to make sure you find the best deal. I don't think that's true. For one thing, I'm not a huge shopper. For two, the more you shop, the more you are tempted to buy things. If I'm looking at 5 different stores, the chances of me buying something at least a couple of those stores that I wasn't going to purchase to start with is pretty great. So that's another one. I don't shop around for everything. Some things I do. Big ticket items, absolutely. But I don't shop around for the best deal for everything. This next one, also in this community, might be a little controversial. And that's okay. There's no saying anybody's right or wrong here either. But I'm glad I didn't take the buying a rental property advice. You know, people buy these rental properties and let's just say their mortgage is $1,200. Well, they can only rent it out for $1,400. So that means that you only have $200, what would be considered cash flow, a month. Well, even if you saved every penny of that for an entire year, that's still only $2,400 a year. That doesn't even fix your roof. It doesn't fix anything. It's very limited in what it can do. So purchasing a rental property on credit, having a mortgage, was not up my alley. However, I do have to say, my husband and I did look into that, and we were thinking about it in January of 2020. I don't know if you guys have been following anybody since then as far as rentals go. A lot of people haven't been paying their mortgage, so I'm super glad that I did not take that piece of advice. And because of 2020 and 2021, I will not buy a rental property on credit. So unless I have cash, I'm not doing a rental property. And the next one is, people that'll say, the best way to be financially healthy is to save all the money you have left over after bills. Whoever has money left over after bills? What I did was I made savings a bill. And so I would save, we still do this, we save a certain amount of money every month faithfully. And if something else needs to be, tweaked here and there, then we tweak that. We don't tweak our savings unless we're going to up it. So anyway, these are just different pieces of advice, financial advice coming from various sources, friends, family, different financial gurus, people on YouTube and whatever, that I'm glad I didn't listen to. And I'd like to know if you have some, and if you kind of resonated with some of the ones that I had. So I would love to hear it, and I will see you in the next video. See you in the comments.